What's going on, y'all? This is the KO corner. I'm coming off the top. You know, I wanted to do something on Saturday night, but everybody was still in shock at the fight party, and you know the conversations carried on after the party. So, wow, everybody pretty much tuned in over the weekend. This was a fight we've been waiting for months, ever since it was announced. This was a stacked card. We had Austin Trout-Hurd. We had Lara, which is the main event, which I thought would be on the undercard due to the fact Lubin's Lubin and Charlo were fighting. But the night not only lived up to the expectations, it surpassed it in a lot of people's eyes and shocked a lot of people. The first fight was Austin, no doubt, Trout making his return back, and you know, at the end of the day, I feel for that brother, man. He gave his all. That was a fight, man. I missed the first couple rounds, but people said they had him up during the stoppage. Regardless, he was out. He was tired. Hurd was tired. Hurd fought his fight. He takes a lot of shots and then goes for the big shot at the end, like Tony Harrison fight. Tony Harrison was out boxing him, but Lubin waited and caught Tony. Hurd. My apologies. Hurd waited and caught Tony. That's how he fights. He loads up on a big shot, takes a lot of abuse, and knocks you out. No doubt, man. His chin and his heart, man, can never be questioned. He should definitely get another shot on TV, because not only did he perform under all kinds of duress, stress, tiredness, getting caught with big shots, he didn't technically get stopped. And they should have just let it. Was what, 2 more rounds left, man? Just let the man go out on his shield. I actually want to see a rematch. He was just heartbroken, and he should definitely get another chance, man, because this was just, he gave his all. He was out on his feet a couple times, which I think was tiredness more than him being hurt, but he still stayed in there and punched and moved around. And the thing is, man, his power, if Austin had power like that, man, it would be an amazing thing. But no matter what he hit her with, man, it wasn't doing anything. But he stayed, he moved, went top to bottom, and he absorbed some big shots, man. No doubt is a warrior. I have to get him his props, man. Shout out to JJ01. He's been a no doubt stand, even though he's been a punk for years. But yeah, man, he no doubt, I got a lot of love for that brother. I might even hit him up on Instagram and give him my, you know what I'm saying, my support and my love. I definitely want to see a rematch in this fight. Or I want to see Trout back on TV again. He deserves another title shot, man. He gave us his all in that fight. Both of them did. Hurd too. Take nothing away from either. Like I said, I want to see a rematch, man. Let them guys fight again. The next fight I'm gonna go to is Lara. As I feel as though that should have been the undercard, even though he was the name, big name. A lot of people booed the fight. A lot of people were leaving, but that's just how Lara fights, man. Come on, man. You know, he's a technician. If he catches you with that big left, you go out. Sometimes it knock you out, sometimes it won't. But regardless, he's gonna box the same fight. Elusiveness, counter punching, moving. It might put you to sleep if you don't like the sweet science. Just like Rigo, all of them from the Cuban School of Boxing. It's just Ortiz happens to knock more people out. All of them from the same gym, same type of training methods. Take minimum risk while putting yourself in a line of fire and taking maximum offensive risk, unlike Floyd. You know, he's a little different. But yeah, man, it was Lara doing the typical Lara fight. A lot of people were upset, but Lara won. You know, he dropped dude, and I think it was the second or third or fourth. Cruise to a win. The fight everybody was talking about, Charlo-Lubin. Lubin. I'm a Lubin fan. You know, everybody knows this. But I've said this before the fight, as JJ01, asked the KO corner, asked my cousin, asked a lot of fighters at the gyms, asked my trainer. I said this was too early for Lubin to take this fight with a guy this magnitude, man, a Charlo. Why did they throw that young boy in there like that? I said he might be able to surprise us in last 5 rounds, but he could surprise us and win. But I said I expect at least to go to 5 and then fill each other out, and for it to be a tactical fight the first round. That's how I predicted it. And whatever happens after that, I didn't know. Everybody asked me before the fight, what do I think? I said it's a toss-up. You know, I'm not picking nobody. I know Charlo has experience. If we're going by experience, Charlo definitely win, but I'm just going to call it a toss-up because I like both guys, and I don't want to see like Lamont Peterson and what's his name, man? I don't. And Errol Spence, I don't want to see either lose. But nobody, one person said he predicted it. Nobody predicted this, man. A brutal knockout this early, man. It was just ridiculous. And see him fight it and let his body lock up. I'm like, damn. Charlo is legit. Both Charlos are legit. We've known that. But this isn't even a big puncher. Big punching Charlo. And he just put him on his ass, man. And I was in just complete shock. You know, man. I'm still like, we were silent. One of the young dogs at the fight, he was eating pizza and pizza dropped out his mouth, man. He just dropped his pizza on the floor. One of the fighters, man, he was just messed up all night, man. He was just quiet the rest of the night. Yeah, this was a shock, man. It's a lot of people didn't expect this. Lubin, when he walked in, he looked a little nervous. I mean, you're always gonna be nervous before you fight or anything, but he looked like he wasn't ready, and we noticed that. We said that, but I'm looking like, it's gonna take him a couple rounds. He gonna get comfortable by the third round. It didn't make it there. And people were calling me after. They said it was a big brawl after the fight between the Charlo camp and the Lubin camp. They said people were throwing chairs. They was out in the hallway fighting and stuff. Well, they threw a chair at the other Charlo in the crowd, but they said it spilled out in the tunnel and in the locker rooms and everything. They said it was just all bad. I don't know what happened, but people were texting and twittering about it. Some people who were down there. Sky's the limit at 154 for Charlo, man. Outside of Boo Boo, he can, and probably Lara. Sky's the limit. But yeah, Boo Boo got that, in my opinion. Boo Boo and Lara, man. But yeah, this was, like I said, I was in shock. It was a shock, of one of the biggest shocks I've seen in this year in fighting, if not the biggest shock. But other news, the Pulev and Anthony Joshua fight is off. Of course, the Wilder and Ortiz fight is off, and it looks like we might see Dylan White and Anthony Joshua part 3, which should be interesting because he did sting Joshua and he gave him a good fight. It was a good fight, regardless of who you like. And he said he always wanted a shot at him again. And of course, we got the fight I did not want to see: Lamont Peterson versus Errol Spence, man. I'm a huge fan of both, man, and don't want to see either lose. I could see Errol Spence hurting him, and I could see Lamont boxing and moving, and being slick. But I think Errol's just too big and too strong, man. But Lamont, who knows? Lamont shocked me with Danny Garcia. Like I said, I'll never count Lamont Peterson out. Like, people forget, this is the dude who whipped Floyd's ass and got kicked out the gym. He boxed Floyd the fuck up and blacked his eye. And they kicked him out the gym. I'll never forget that. This is before I even knew who Lamont Peterson was. He whipped Floyd ass, man. And that was just like the legend that floated around all the boxing sites and gyms and stuff like that. And he proved his worth to me. He beat Danny Garcia ass and got robbed. That's why I don't want to see him lose again. Besides the fact I'm a Peterson fan, I'm a fan of both the brothers. They've been through hell and back, man, and they deserve to shine. But besides that, everything else we're going to pretty much cover in the next coming weeks. And this is the KO Corner signing out. Your boy Richie.